Your weather outlook as at 6:29 a.m. on this Friday, TGIF, the 24th of January. And we want to get into our press review. We begin with the Standard newspaper. And state pays 1.8 billion shillings to ghost workers is the headline in today's Standard. Salaries come. President Uhuru Kenyatta says that interim auditors unearthed monthly payments of 150 million shillings to non-existent civil servants and orders comprehensive independent investigation to clean up the government's payroll. You can read more about that on page 3 of the Standard. The front page headline picture is the one that caused chaos yesterday on Mombasa Road. So there was an oil spill, blocks traffic to JKIA. Travelers rushing to catch their flights at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport were forced to use alternative routes after a tanker ferrying unrefined cooking oil overturned on Mombasa Road, Nairobi yesterday when the driver lost control, spilling his cargo on the tarmac. Members of the public rushed to scoop the oil even as a huge jam brought traffic to a standstill on the key highway. And of course that we saw affect other roads as well. It was chaotic yesterday morning. Another story still on the front page of the Standard is the governors keep meeting to review budgets, and you'll find the story where governors toughened their stance on county government spending by snubbing a meeting with the controller of budget, Agnes Odhiambo, and instead demanded more cash. Remember yesterday we were talking and it's that story that continues on page 2, and you see there the man we hosted, the senator of Mandera County, and also the chair of the Senate Finance Committee, and so the governors did not show up for that meet. But of course, issues still outstanding that need to be discussed. Let's move to page 3 and Uhuru. The 1.8 billion that's going to ghost workers that needs to be looked into. Also a story you'll find there is former Safaricom CEO lands varsity top job. So President Uhuru Kenyatta has appointed Michael Joseph as the new Chancellor of Maseno University. And on page 4, you will find a story about the authority that's warning of a food shortage in the country. So that's on Famine Watch. There's a comprehensive report there for you. So HUD is told to destock. The government has advised pastoralists to start destocking to avert losses due to the ongoing drought. Livestock PS said the government has also directed the KMC to start buying the affected livestock. And it is the story on the threats on page 5, where a police team threatened with death over vetting. And you remember, it's not the first time that the chair of the NPSC, Kavuludi, has had his life threatened, he once received a head, and now there's this letter that was laced. So CID director says they have launched probe after letter laced with powder was sent to Kavuludi and Murshid, and the two have been urged to go slow on the police vetting. And so, of course, questions are rising as to whether those senior officials, the senior police officers, of course, who we've seen vetted so far, could be involved in these threats. But, of course, under investigations, and we'll see if truth will be unearthed. Page 6 talks about the date set for hearing of case of the contentious media law. And judges consolidated 2 petitions challenging new legislation and says the hearing will begin next Tuesday. And you want to find out the details of the consolidation of the 2, you can find out on that page of the Standard. Also, I'm powerless on Tasia project. Remember this, another project that has been in the news for quite a number of days now. That is what Kambi is saying, that he's powerless on that project. Page 7 has those details where the cabinet secretary now admits that he has no legal muscle to suspend NSSF housing project. Right, the back page, and that's Fever Pitch. Some of the stories there covered for you is what's the matter, and matter is MATA, with Manhu, an interesting, catchy headline for you sports lovers who, if you follow football news, then you have an understanding of that, what that is talking about. So nightmares at Theatre of Dreams as Moyes bids for Chelsea's Juan Mata. So when Alex Ferguson took the microphone at Old Trafford in May to implore Manchester United supporters to back his self-appointed successor David Moyes, he did so with a warning of tough times ahead. Few, though, would have expected it to be this trying. Of course, many are now remembering and reminiscing and missing the good old days with Sir Alex. But hey, change is important, it is inevitable, and indeed, Moyes needs to be given a chance to prove himself, or rather to just work. And let's see how that works out for Manu. Extra pullout inside the Standard today. The headline is The Rainmaker, and the headline picture on the front page is those raindrops. And technology used to ensure Qatar stadiums remain cool. Read about that there. Also inside the dramatic picture story, there is one that you'll find on page 5, a dramatic picture story. And remotely managed greenhouses, page 6 has that. Also, wine, chocolate, and blood sugar. What's the connection? Find out on page 7. And also, remember, the media fraternity lost Jerry Okungu. He succumbed to cancer, and KOT eulogized him. Page 12 has all those details. Daily Nation, the headline today, this Friday, ghost workers gobble up 1.8 billion shillings annually. That is according to President Uhuru, and President orders audit of all ministries after preliminary findings indicate massive theft of tax cash through dubious payments to non-existent civil servants, and private company will be hired to clean up the payroll. And the details of that story continue on page 4. Then there's the triplets that are on the front page of the Nation. Rare feat for hospital. Miss Naomi Maina, 26 years old, admires her triplets in a nursery at Nairobi Provincial General Hospital yesterday. On Wednesday, a set of twins was born at the hospital as well. And page 3 is about the ICC trials in the Daily Nation today, and now Uhuru's case put off indefinitely. So you remember, with all this dates shifting and moving, we've always had a date for the cases, and this time round there is no date. Why? Because literally Bensouda's case did fall apart against the president, with the key witnesses just leaving and refusing to continue. So it has been a tall order for her to still try and put together a case, and so it is one of those wait and see things. And you can read situations, you can read more about the judges who postponed the case against the head of state following Bensouda's request. I knew of mall attack. That is what a man is claiming on page 5 of the Daily Nation. 30-year-old says he was, or rather he has, vital information on Al-Qaeda operations. I mean, that's crucial, that's key, big right there, if in fact he does. So police were yesterday trying to establish the truth about a man who claims to have information on terror activities in the country. The man, who's 30, said he traveled to Somalia 7 years ago, where he converted to Islam. And you can read more about this interesting man who has come out with these claims that he has a lot of information in as far as the operations of the Al-Qaeda are concerned. Page 6 talks about parents' fury after 96 miss Form 1 slots. And remember, that number even bigger if you're looking at the bigger picture, in as far as the 200,000 who will not be getting Form 1 slots because of the numbers of the students, the pupils that have come from the primary schools, and the positions available, the slots open in secondary schools. So that story, and the fury, of course, of parents is understandable. Media case set for speedy hearing. Details are on page 8, and on page 9, tender Hawk's Eye laptop project as interests compete. So the laptop story, again, a big one, and it's unfortunate we've not been seeing enough updates from the Ministry of Education in as far as where they are in planning for the same. It was one of those very much anticipated promise by the Jubilee government. Everyone, parents, the kids, were looking forward to beginning this year with the laptops. We know there has been constraints and challenges in as far as tendering is concerned. but we've been trying to reach the ministry, and what they actually told us, because we wanted to give our viewers an update on what's happening, is that they were still trying to put information together. They were not ready to speak yet. So when they're ready, we will host them right here on Morning Express. And Kambi, why I had to stop Tasia plan is the back page story in the Daily Nation. And let's now cross to the Star, where MPs plot to reduce counties from 47 to 14, because the question has been about, the wage bill, and is this devolution becoming too costly, and the counties, are they as were envisioned in terms of the unfolding of this, the devolution process and counties being established, of course, after the elections. So Mwingi North MP Mutambu says units too costly, and details are on page 6. KDF to punish soldiers over Westgate looting, and the Kenya Defence Force is scrutinizing latest evidence of CCTV clips that shows 4 armed soldiers that were ransacking a mobile phone shop in Westgate shopping mall. And that is one of the latest videos that has come out. So KDF to punish soldiers over that looting. And the front page picture is Ruto, of course, at the ICC in The Hague, and Uhuru Ruto accused of abusing state resources. Read more about that. Also, Governor Snab Senate talks. We told you about that. Is a story that you'll find as well on page 2 of the Star. And on page 3, MPs seek to tighten anti-terrorism laws. It's a reality for every country now in the world. Terror is there, is real, and the thing about it is that you quite can never expect. It's just about making sure you're putting the best measures possible to protect the citizenry. So read more about that story and what MPs are seeking to do. And media fails to stop Matiang'i MCK list. That's on page 5. And details of the MP's draft bill to cut counties from 47 to 14, as I highlighted in the front page, the details are on page 6. And of course, on the back page of the Star is the sports news on Star Sport. Let's finally go to the People, and today the People headline is Raila faces 2017, get this, polls ban, yes, over military claims. So the People today is reporting that, watch it, IEBC is telling ODM leader to apologize to Kenyans or the electoral body will invoke incitement law to bar him from elections. So ICC judges suspend the ICC judges suspend Uhuru trial indefinitely pending status conference. And President orders ministries audit to get rid of ghost workers. Is another story on the front page of the People newspapers. The President, Uhuru Kenyatta, has ordered for an external audit of the public service payroll after findings indicated that the government has been paying 1.8 billion shillings to ghost workers in 8 ministries. And also inside the People is EA's shooting stars, and it's the Spice Pullout, and on page 29, details of celeb mania, this time at our backyard. East Africa's biggest celebrities of influence are highlighted. Those are some of the stories that are inside the People newspaper today. Right, so it is 6:43 a.m. and from looking at the serious stories, hard stories and current affairs making headlines in our local dailies, let's get to the lighter side of life. And the man who helps me do that, Smita, is here in studio. And you have a bag?
Yes.
So what's going on?
Now, I've decided.
Yeah, just don't stand.
Yes, no, I'm not standing.
Okay.
Yeah. I've decided, Sophia, and we'll do this every Friday until Valentine's Day. You know, it's a Friday.
Yes, it is Friday.
So I'll be giving you something when we start the show.
Oh.
So, hence the bag.
I just hope it's something.
Yeah. For today, I got you this lovely cup. It says you're the #1
That
TV
is
girl.
so pretty.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, look at that. You should zoom into this. Pretty, Simon.
Yeah.
Huh? You promised you'd give me a gift. I actually did not think you're serious.
Even
you
next
was
week I'll have a gift, and I'll have a gift on the 7th and on Valentine's Day.
Yes, this was an apology for when you know, you were unable to make it for the show.
No, this just says you're #1, and the only trophy you can donate this to Manchester United.
Really?
Feel free.
But
donate.
I have a soft spot for money.
Yeah, great. So this is your cup.
Oh, this is so pretty.
United.
I know I'll put it in my house, and like I'll always remember you. Very pretty. Thank you. Thank you. So Valentine's is coming up, by the way.
Yeah.
What are the plans?
What plans?
You know?
You know, we are still in January.
Actually, people are still quite broke.
Yeah, tufikirie.
Well, I know someone tweeted about this, and I actually sat and thought about it.
Yes.
How, I mean, we all know January is coming.
Yes.
And over Christmas, somehow we have fun, we overspend, and we use money, and we are broke. Why don't we plan, you know, ahead of time? Are you one of those people who are struggling through January?
Right now, no.
Right now, no. You are one of those.
But I usually struggle.
Yeah.
But right now, now I have windfalls.
Yeah. What do you mean windfalls?
Windfalls. That is saying a patiana 1,000 to people like my friends Jim too, who are watching. I can M-Pesa.
You can M-Pesa.
Yeah, I want to be a Shylock right now.
Oh I see. It's good to see you though. Thank you for the present. So you said through to Valentine's, I'm going to be getting a present.
Yes, including on Valentine's Day.
Actually, it will be on a Friday. Valentine's on a Friday.
That's a point. Inaitwa kuharibu nyumba.
No, it's not kuharibu. At least you're doing it on, you know, you're being honest.
Yes.
It's on live television. So hey, let's get into the pulse. You have your copy?
Yes.
So I was just reading the Nairobian, amazing stories. Today you must grab yourself a copy of both. You know, the pulse, of course, in the Standard, the Nairobian separately. We'll look at it and
if you have 100 bob this morning, better get yourself both.
Spend. This is 40 bob.
Yes.
You know, and then 50 bob for the Standard, and you're good. You're sorted.
Yes.
All manner of news. So fearful for Ogopa is the headline, and one of Kenya's also foremost recording stables, that is Ogopa DJs, lies in disarray with producers and artists leaving for other recording houses. What could be ailing the house where Kapuka was brewed? Oh yeah, I remember them days.
Yeah, I remember them days too. Yeah, it was just like yesterday. Yeah.
And what happened? Yes.
Oh, with Ogopa?
Yes.
Yeah, people leave. The usual Roberta left, Banda left.
But people leave for a reason.
Yes.
Smita. So why is
it's the usual
Ogopa being left in disarray?
Just the disagreements over sharing the skin.
The cake.
Yes, the skin.
It's not too big for everybody.
Yeah, as Raila used to say, unawinda mnyama, alafu wengine wanakula maini, wanapatiwa meno.
And if we just have a look on page 10 to 11, there's more details of that cover story. It is always good to get into details of the cover story. So Ogopa's freak, and after closing shop in Namibia mid last year, Kenya's most reputable music production team and record label Ogopa DJs now faces major challenges at home. You know, at home as key administrators and artists quit to join rival stables. What are some of those rivals that we know of?
People who are quitting Ogopa.
Yes, and where they're going.
There's Avril.
Yes. Who is coming today, by the way?
Oh, Avril is coming.
Yes, she is.
Great. Yeah. We are good friends.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay. At least you've not said
old neighbors.
Old neighbors.
Yes.
I hear she's my neighbor actually. Anyway, don't.
Yes. Okay.
Start saying.
Yeah. Please don't say that neighborhood. There'll be an influx in February of people. Yeah.
So will the stable that has produced most of the leading celebrities in East Africa since the early 90s survive this acid test? So Pulse and Arts, the woes bedeviling Kenya's home of music hits. So there's a money there.
And then people are switching to Main Switch Events Company. So I find that ironic. you break away and then you call the rival company main switch.
Exactly. It's capturing the what you're doing, you know, in the perfect way. Like exactly. You're just being evil about
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, or having a sense of humor.
Yes, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, main switch.
It's like anyway, let me know. I was going to go how we switch from, you know, the poaching, the window. It's called the open window.
Well,
the transfer window.
Yeah, the transfer window. Or the open window for football, yeah. Today, I do hope we get to talk about football.
What do you want to talk about football? Because I doubt
Manchester United is a pathetic. You know, we have our football, our own banter is always on page. Is on page 20.
20.
On page 20.
We'll still go back to the other pages, but let's look at page 20. Yes.
Yeah.
So man.
Is this United?
Is this United? Man, is this United?
I'm enjoying the spectacular cataclysmical collapse. It's wonderful to watch.
You cannot call this a collapse, Mita, surely. It's not a collapse.
What is it?
It's not a collapse. This is what I think. You cannot be number one every day. Two things. Alex Ferguson, he said it. As he left, the times ahead will be tough.
Great.
This is tough.
Yeah, we like it.
It's transition.
Yeah. And like
teething problems.
Like Arsenal, I swear man, the next time they'll see a trophy is like in 2020. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Well, let's see.
Yeah, but it's wonderful to watch. I just watch Manchester and it's
crazy.
Just entertaining.
Yeah. I wonder if what is going through Fergie's mind as he's watching all this. He must be sad.
And he comes to watch the games. Yeah.
So you should be going to the, you know, when they're sitting half-time, and talk to the players, tell them, guys, I'm still here, you know, undermine their authority.
You know, you used to beat them up with shoes and scream at them. But now, you know, Moyes, he didn't have that authority. They're just thinking he's a mid-level manager. I think he has football brains, but Ferguson's skull is too big for his brains to fit in.
But anyway, we hope the tidings, you know, will change for Manu.
We hope. Who's we?
The Manu fans have told me.
Are you a Manu fan?
I am one of those peeps.
We only say Warembo na Chelsea.
And
no, all pretty women in Kenya support Chelsea.
Do they?
Yeah.
No, I'm a Manu fan.
Dance with kichwa kama ni Toyota, dance support us.
Okay, let's get into other stories inside. And we have Obina, Please Believe. Interesting pictures for you on page 5. Of course, there's our Lupita is still making some of those pictures, getting a peck from Leonardo DiCaprio. Even you, you'd be happy if Leonardo would greet you that way.
I'll be happy if Leonardo DiCaprio gave me a peck.
Yes. You know.
And I hope we'll talk about the gay things later.
Which ones?
I mean, in the Nairobian.
I am that bad boy. That is what Owagonyiro is saying. Have you met him? That's on page 8. What page are you on?
Yes.
Oh, there you are.
Yes, it's on page 6. I met him. I met him in a lift the other day.
Lift where? Where?
Yeah, I'm not going to say which lift. Ironic, that's the one place which lift I don't say where I met him. But anyway, I met him on a lift.
I know, that's strange.
And you know, I thought what a thuggish looking guy before I realized, you know, I peered through my non-sobriety. No, honestly, I did not feel safe with the man. There go fans.
Switch it off. We always, your phone always features in our conversation.
You know what happened is I can't remember my PIN number.
So you can't switch it off. Can you reduce the volume?
Yes, I have.
Completely? Okay. Or we can give it to somebody to go with it.
And the idiot who's calling me must be watching me. You're an idiot for calling me on air.
I know. They're just trying to get you, you know. But speaking about comedy and Owagonyiro, and we're seeing so many young, amazing, talented people coming up with comedy. And one of those hits was Mwalimu Wanjiku. Do you know what's going on with her? Right now? What's going on?
Her boyfriend, Victor Bear, who was working closely with Churchill, made a main switch. And they're convinced that they're going to be able to start like you know, a rival show that sort of is Churchillian.
Okay. So they want to rival Churchill. Competition. Okay.
Kompeni kompero
safi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mtu aje ajitete. Roho safi.
Oh, safi. That's a song or something? Yeah. And it's good to see the beautiful Pizzo.
Yes.
It seems that was good when we did her interview here
it was.
On Morning Express.
Yeah,
so on page now 8, yes, she's making headlines there. She's one of the increasingly visible female rappers in the industry. She's like, woo.
Yeah.
Dorina Winja, K.O. Pizza Diesel. The singing waitress talked to Austin Okande about her life as a house help and the struggles she has faced as a female MC as well. And we talked quite a bit about her last week. You remember? You even mentioned her in your page.
Yeah, it's
and where is your page? Has it disappeared?
No. What do you mean my page? Not only do I have my page on page 7, but what I really want to talk about is, see, I'm on page 4 in cartoon form.
You're on page 4?
Yeah, as a cartoon.
Oh yeah, blow by blow of the Smitter, page 4. So what's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know why these guys drew me looking so ugly.
He actually does. I wish you could get a close up, but I don't have that picture in close up. What is your column? Page 7.
Yeah.
What are you on? Event 4, mid 2 or 4?
Yeah. Yeah. So for this month, the theme was, January is kind of dry.
Yes.
So I've just been recalling our first month as pals. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just taking us back to 204.
Yes.
That was our first month.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So what was it about that first month?
Oh, that first month was that first period. It was all about necessary noise.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
What happened?
You remember them?
To the lady.
One of them went. Yeah, and it wasn't salt. Yeah.
Drugs.
Yeah. And then Nazizi just ate a lot.
Yes, Nazizi.
And decided to go to Lamu. Yeah, but we're still there.
Yeah, we're still
yeah. And at that time, we used to be shocked about strippers like Shafi had a birthday party with one stripper, and he paid her 5 G's.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
I mean, that was an innocent time.
It was. Yeah. Indeed, it was.
Yeah. And now everybody's a stripper.
Let's just say now everybody is finding some business in everything. Pages 12 to 13 has
selfie generation.
It's a selfie.
Yeah.
And Obama is leading the way.
I don't blame him.
With a selfie.
He wants to get a son. He has 2 daughters in America. He wants to get a son in Denmark. He will become Danish Prime Minister in 2060.
Imagine that kind of history.
Yes.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that one in that way.
Yeah.
Page 12 and 13, let's look at some of those style pictures. And she, him up, men's fashion. And we see a lot of the women fashion and the beautiful, dresses and fashion designs that's out there for people to try out. But today, the focus is on the men. And I like, the model looks good, by the way. And there's just this one look that looks ridiculous. This middle one here, where he has this...
You don't like that?
Do you have that page? Clearly,
I like it.
Huh?
Yeah.
You like it? Yeah, you look like you'd actually wear that.
Yeah. It looks very kind of like rock.
Yes.
I like the t-shirt.
Yeah.
But those trousers are ridiculous.
Yeah, you should. But you would still wear that.
Yeah, I'll still wear that. Yeah.
So today, men can be able to catch on what would work for them, and the celebrity childhood names as well, and the names children had. As you continue looking at your phone.
Yeah, somebody's saying you're in working party list for harassing Sophie. Sophie, Mani's are heaven, and you look like heaven.
Amen.
Yeah.
Manu is the heaven. Cost of a comeback. Page 17. The past months have seen many artists work on making a comeback. Some have managed, but most have not. Looks at some of the factors. Austin Okande is looking at some of the factors that influence this. So making a comeback sounds good, and everybody will think about it as, oh yeah, let me come back. Let me. You remember the glorious days, like what we had from Mr. Lenny, who featured there.
Yes.
And you're like, maybe I can do that again, but it's not always easy.
Yeah, because history does not have repetitions. Yeah. So sometimes making a comeback is like trying to go back to an ex from 10 years ago, for instance. Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. You cannot recreate, sometimes, more often, a moment from the past in the present. Yeah.
But it's always good to try. If you first don't succeed, get yourself up and try again. Aliyah.
Yeah, and if you don't if you don't succeed the second time, get lost.
No, keep trying.
Yeah.
And Vera Sidika.
Only mosquitoes should keep trying.
Keep trying. Yeah. Suck your blood. Page 19. Before we go to the gossip page near towards the back of the Pulse today, after a roller coaster luxury holiday in Dubai, popular video vixen and socialite Vera Sidika, aka V Baby, returns to Kenya, refuting allegations that she was staying at the same hotel with wealthy businessman Chris Kirubi, as some blogs had claimed.
Yeah.
So Vera says Kirubi and me were not together.
Yeah.
And those are some of the pictures there.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I really was hoping socialite was just some weird bad fad that happened in 2013. But like a fat that follows you from room to room. Socialitism is following us from 2013 into 2014.
Yes.
I mean, what's the big deal? So someone goes to Dubai, so what? Yeah? Dubai ni hapa tu. Yeah? Ni hapa tu.
People like to hear about these things again.
Even me, I was in Dubai last year. And I stayed,
who are you with?
I was not with anybody. I was in transit.
Yeah.
And I stayed there one night. Yeah. Do I do selfies and put it all over?
Anyway, she looks like she had a lot of fun in Dubs. And it's interesting, she's on the Pulse with a different allegation of a man, Chris Kirubi. In the Nairobian, as we'll see in a short while, it's, claims of former Deputy Prime Minister Musalia, but we'll look at that in a short while. Finally, let's look at Overheard and ringtone pulls our Wetangula. Overheard has that. So what is this Wetangula he's pulling? He's pointing fingers at his perceived showbiz and political enemies after a strange car twice tried to run him over during his video shoot in Nairobi last weekend.
No, Ringtone is my friend. We watch football together. Yeah, but half the time, I'm like, what enemies? Yeah, what anyone be after Ringtone?
Yeah.
Ameiba kuku ya nani?
Are you not praising the Lord?
Yeah?
Unless it's the demons. I'm saying, is he not praising the Lord with his music and serving?
Okay, yeah, maybe it's like Christine. You know, the Stephen King horror?
Yes.
Where the car, maybe this Christine is after him. Yeah.
That's Lavington House raided, is one of the stories here as well. What's interesting, singer robbed at gunpoint also. One of the stories you'll find inside. Overheard as a rapper, Kama smitten to the knee. Who's proposing? Have you seen that story?
No, not
yellow.
Actually. Yeah?
The lady looks so wowed. It's not every other day that we got to see hardcore hip-hop rappers showing their soft side. Well, pioneer Kenyan hip-hop artist and founder of the Uko Fulani Mau Mau music movement, Kamau Gege, proposed to his girlfriend of many years, Aviance Labelle, some few days ago. And that's so beautiful. And of course, you can read more stories. And Patricia is on the back page of the Pulse. She looks lovely.
Yeah. And she's a lovely person.
She's a lovely person. All right, let's go to the Nairobian now. Quite a number of interesting stories just from the front page.
Yes.
The headline is The Lovely Esther Arunga.
Yes.
Do you have your copy?
Yes, I do.
Yes, there you go.
We have to watch out for your trophy.
I want my trophy to fall.
Yes.
Will it break? Is it from China?
What?
This gift.
This trophy. This is from Venice.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking break,
yes.
you know?
If it falls, it will fall like money and shatter.
Money has not shattered. The Nairobian exclusive former news girl blames parents for not preparing her for marriage and blasts nude TV anchors. So Esther Arunga, I was a bad wife.
You know, we used to do this, okay, not as often, and of course not in as intelligent and nice a manner, but I used to sometimes go on Esther's show.
Yes.
Yeah. Back when we were at A&M.
Right.
And I noticed when she was going crazy, she had invited me to Finger of God Church, and I'll never forget a talk we had. Because she was telling me all about, these Finger of God things. And I even put it in Pulse. I said, I think Esther has lost one marble. Okay, so what did she tell you? And I remember she complained to the head of KTN then, but I said, haven't you noticed she's...
So what is it that for you hit you that things were starting to go south?
A sense of megalomania when she told me she's going to be vice president, and I laughed. I thought what an amusing. I thought we were having a laugh, And then she had this dead look. She was like dead serious. She said, the Lord has shown me.
Yeah.
And I was like, when people start telling them, the Lord has shown them such things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember the interview then with Jeff Koinange and how sure she was, and you can see this. That's why the story continues on page 4 and 5. And I wish you could get the broader picture also of her house. That's on page 5. And you know, they say that's the house and the car in Australia, because they're now both in Australia. So down under from Top Est and Timberlake, a picture of their home in Australia with their pictures that they sent to the Nairobian. So how do you know that this is where...
I'm pretty sure, yeah. This guy is a pathological liar.
So
if this was their house, yeah, I mean, really, why aren't they in it? Why not take pictures of yourself,
inside the house?
Yeah, anyone can go and stand next to a car and send pictures. I mean, this is cheap. Yeah, I don't buy it for 1 minute.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is rubbish.
So these are the pictures they said, and it's a fabulous house. I mean, look at that, the couple's house in Australia.
Yeah, except they're not in it. Yeah?
So how...
except they're not in it.
Well, there's a picture of her here with their son.
Yes.
But, well, they're inside a house.
And notice this house, it doesn't have any background. It's a huge close-up.
Yeah. So grab yourself a copy of the Nairobian and look at what the pictures that Chester Arunga and Timberlake, her husband, sent to the Nairobian, where they say they're living. It's very interesting. Especially what she says about that TV, the industry does not prepare you to make a good wife, but that she loves the way Timberlake has loved her. You know, she talks about that, and that he's taught her so many things. She even at one point here quotes, "I am a wife now, and I understand what people used to go through. It is regrettable, and I apologize to all wives who went through hard times because of me." So this idea of being forced to feature on TV with exposed cleavage, exposing your nudity on national television while families are in their living rooms is not my style anymore. So she's saying it was her style before?
Yeah. She's just crazy, and she's become really like not good looking, and this man has brainwashed her.
Anyway,
it's an interesting story.
It's an interesting read,
people should read, and especially women. Be careful who you hook up with. You hook up with a crazy nigga, you're gonna be crazy yourself.
Okay, front page also, the story there is Prophet Awar, why I do not take Sadaka. I remember, I think it was last week or the week before, the Nairobian had covered the twif, or we should call it what? The Nairobian whiff. Between the prophet and the bishop, Margaret. So the bishop was accusing and asking, why isn't it weird that he doesn't take Sadaka? How does he finance all these things? And so the prophet here is, seeking to clear his name. He says that God provides for him, and that why should I, after performing all these great miracles, then still ask for money from these people? Because his argument is, if I did that, people would give everything, emotionally giving, emotional kind of giving, because if you want healing, then you want it desperately.
So, I guess it's a 21st century God. Instead of dropping manna from heaven, instead, look, the person calling me is called prophetess.
Oh my!
Some crazy person who was.
So the miracle of our time.
So in Zamani, God used to drop things like quails and manna from the skies. These days, He drops Mercedes Benzes.
Are you being sarcastic?
You just find God is just providing for you.
He says the Lord is providing for him.
God makes it rain.
The Lord is providing, and he's busy. According to his travel schedule, the prophet will be traveling every month through the world. So these are some of the countries he's apparently visiting: Ireland, Russia, India, Argentina, Zambia, UK. There's Chile there, Brazil, and parts of the UK. So quite some tours, but read more about that.
I hope you drink some vodka in Russia.
No, I doubt he does that.
I think he'll turn water into vodka.
And what's your thought about this, page 3, and not a waste of time? This little beautiful beads. People have mixed thoughts on them. Nairobian women are making a fashion statement with the beads. So the problem is no one is sure if it's all about sex appeal or weight control.
No, they're great. They look good.
They look good?
Yeah, they make me think of they're
What
very
is
sexy.
the Brazilian dancers?
Yeah, Brazil, Indian. Yeah. Have you ever considered wearing beads?
What kind of question is that?
Just asking,
TV.
Yeah.
All right. So we said Vera is also in the Nairobian today, and it's Mudavadi is not my lover. So Vera Sidika again, there have been linked to Mudavadi. And she's claiming that did not happen. They were not dating, and Mudavadi's camp also says they were not dating.
Yeah. So one of these days she should just make it clear what business it is she does exactly.
Yeah, because by the way I hear she what she talks about and all the money she has, she says it's business. She's worked very hard.
Yes. Yeah. Don't they all? Yeah. I'm sure you've had guests here. When guests are weird like that, there's something. I mean, there should be a direct correlation. You say, okay, I sell quails. Yeah. I sold 15,000 quails, last month, and this is where I have this money.
Okay. Yeah. Let's look at a story on page 11. It's interesting. I have tamed women. You all know him. It is the man who's Nderitu Njoka for Maendeleo ya Wanaume. So dismissed as a chauvinist by Nairobi women, the man who fights for mankind in quotes says he has wives and children in different parts of Kenya. You know what is interesting about this? I did a story on him a few years ago, I think 2 years or so, and one of his wives was divorcing him.
Yes.
And since they'd gotten married in the traditional Kikuyu setting, so there's a way in which that works as well.
Okay.
You return the money, the dowry in a certain way. There's a certain way it works.
The dowry.
Yes. So anyway, long story short, we went to central Kenya, returning. So anyway, he says he still has many wives and children.
Does he still have that high voice on top of his many wives and children?
Well,
he always speaks hysterically. I don't like him.
But he's for you.
No, he's not for me. What sort of man? I'm getting a biz. He speaks like a hysterical housewife. He's always quarreling. What sort of man is he?
He's fighting for the men who are being swapped.
You should be talking like this, and in a calm voice, I'm fighting for men. Not this women like some rat that has been caught by a cat at the corner.
This is the man who has made headlines as well in the past week, and it's Binyavanga. Shock as gays openly seek partners in Nairobi. Page 12 and 13 has that. So what my beef with Binyavanga is that he agreed to an interview and then switched off his phone the morning of.
He agreed to an interview with you?
Yes.
Okay.
And then switched off his phone. After, he wrote this letter. Have you read the letter? It's online.
I've known Binyo's gay for ages because we're in the same writing circle.
Yeah.
I'm part of Kwani.
Yeah. Did you read what he wrote though?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. For Chronic.
Yes.
The South African newspaper.
No. His confession? Did you read his confession?
Yes.
To everybody?
Yes.
What he's talking about? A letter to his mother.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I found that very uncool because if you're willing to put that kind of information out there for the world and then agree and then switch off your phone, that's shady. It's wrong.
Yeah, I've written about him also in Nairobian in my column, the wannabes. Yeah. I'm not sure he knew the tsunami coming his way at that time, but he's adjusted his sales accordingly.
What did he not see coming?
I think Binye is the first prominent
person.
To just come out like that. And no, but I'm feeling you're not exactly happy with him. I can see it.
Because
you're like
my question is, he did not see it coming.
Yes.
But what do you expect when you're known, not only in Kenya, but around the world because of your work?
Yes.
Two, you've written it very clearly.
Yes.
Whole letter to the world.
Yes.
It's online. Everyone can get it.
Yeah.
And you agree to an interview.
Yeah.
And then you switch off your phone.
So he agreed to an interview with you?
Yes.
Yes.
And we had 2 other lawyers,
Yes.
so we're talking about the same.
Yes,
yeah.
No, I can see you've even turned red a bit.
I'm not turned red.
Coloring. Yeah,
I'm not coloring.
It's not jazzing you at all. Yeah.
No, that was just, it's not right.
It's not
It's
cool.
very wrong.
Yeah,
because then, what are you afraid now? Do you regret that you came out with that information and you're not ready to own up to it on national TV? What?
True.
You know?
True.
And to not go back and say, oh, I didn't do it because of this and the other.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
It's wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. For that, I fault him.
Yeah.
It is unprofessional.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have made peace.
Yes. You vented.
I have vented. I needed to vent. Yes.
But you are a formidable interviewer. You are a formidable interviewer. So maybe he looked at past.
No.
He just watched you. I mean, like.
We were not going to talk about anything that was not out there.
Yeah. You're going to talk about his homosexuality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The decision to come out, because there are very many people living in situations where they feel, and we did speak with the lawyers who came, who feel it's a struggle and they're afraid and scared to talk about it.
Yes.
And so when you come out and talk about it, power to you.
Yes.
You know, and it's you. I think nobody should judge.
Yeah.
You know.
I think the worst type of gay are the ones who like are married. Those ones I saw in the correspondences that Benyavango was getting on the Chronic.
Right.
And there's a woman who was like, they have 2 children. She was married 7 years. Yeah, he was always hanging out with the boys, but finally, you know, she came across all, you know, the intimate things, you know, like Facebooks and phone messages, and she'll put a private investigator. And this guy, she said, had got like boyfriends. Yeah. Like he's a gay guy, but you know, he's put her there. Kujifunika. I think that's terrible.
Yeah, that is. It is truly terrible because what, you know, is disturbing for that kind of a situation is that fear, the stigma that comes with it. So many, it gets them so badly that they choose to fit in with what society expects for a man to get married. They get married, but then on the side then still continue their lifestyle. Yeah. But as we wind up, heads up on page 23. So one of the stories there, Sonko's ex-security chief busted by lover. We have Ahmed Darwesh there. He has a fetish and it's for nectar. He has the best, by the way. He has them, and look at the collection. Oh my gosh!
We share that fetish.
Do you? Where's your tie now?
You know, when I come here, I usually feel hot. I don't know. I think this studio is hot lit. There are a lot of hot things about this studio.
And also, there's Nyambane Lands County Communications job.
In Kisii.
In Kisii.
In Kisii.
Hometown. And Prezo it was in an accident.
Prezo is always in accidents.
What is the one other story you want us to look at before we wrap this up?
Oh, one other story.
Yes.
What catches your fancy?
So there are quite a number of stories there that are on Heads Up. And of course...
Oh my goodness.
What?
Oh no, I just got to say that I'm one of Kenya's eccentric writers. My goodness.
And you'll find our fashion segment on page 30 to 31. Beautiful lady here. Give it a shot. And it's short for shorts, you know. Try them out. Always beautiful looking shorts. There's what's happening around the scene. And a lot of celebrity news as well in terms of what's happening internationally. And Africa's top eccentric writers. And you're here on page 35.
Yeah, that's a surprise. I'm not eccentric. No,
you think?
Eccentric.
You're not? You're actually here, one of them, Tony Moshama. In the whole list with Christophe Okigbo, there's a guy Dambudzo Marechera and Taban Tuliyongo. You don't think you are? Why they've put you there?
Yeah.
Yes?
I blame you. I think our readers, there are a lot of them who like page 24. Yeah.
Yes, page 24. What does it have?
Girls in Sheng invaded English because we came from East Lando. It's always a look back. Yeah, like a throwback to way back then.
Okay.
By a guy called Aina Bolingo. It's always very interesting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Were you ever tuned in Sheng? Yeah.
Okay, that would be like Niaje Mdem.
I'm a Mresh. Niaje Mresh.
No.
And what would you say? No.
I would say Nipoa.
Nipoa, yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Acting short for the week. What will you be up to this week? Next week? Oh my goodness, this week. Weekend.
Over the weekend?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm teaching creative writing at Daystar University.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah. You're in Daystar?
Oh, yeah.
I would have loved to have you as a student.
Daystar baby.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, sawa. So we are...
And watching, of course, football.
Yeah. I just want to relax, quiet weekend ahead of another beautiful week.
It's a beautiful week because it's the last week of January.
Oh yeah, it is actually going to be the...
You know what date it is today?
What day is it?
January 97th.
Huh?
Today is January 97th.
Why?
January.
How long, How long that month has been. All right, we're glad you're watching Morning Express. Tony, thank you for the gift. It's beautiful. And thank you for being part of our review this morning. We'll see you again.
Always such a pleasure.
Yes, that you take
I always wake up on Fridays. I haven't seen in the shower.
Yes, it's good that you're actually able to come early. That's amazing and beautiful.
And when I pass, I wake up with jogo. I have a jogo outside. I tap it on the back of the head.
You're like, where am I?
And it starts to crow.
Yeah. So you crow before it crows.
I crow in the shower.
You wake up before it wakes up. All right. See you next week. Thank you. Stop it. See you end of the month. It will be a perfect Friday.
It will be a perfect Friday. It will be January 115th.
Okay. We're glad you're watching Morning Express. Stay with us. We take a short break now. When we return, we speak to an inspirational lady, Susan, about her adopting 2 children, her journey, and how you can learn from her.
Where's Avri?
He will come. She will come. Why are you making demands?